Hello everybody and welcome to Book Week. I am so excited that we are going to be learning more about Roald Dahl this week. And I've tried really hard to make the life skills and values lessons and our SPAG lessons have a little hint of Roald Dahl too. So I can't wait to share today's with you. Today, we are going to be continuing thinking about sleep. So, we were thinking at the end of last week about what makes a good night's sleep and why sleep is important. I wonder if you can turn to someone next to you and tell them some of the things we talked about. Why was sleep so important? And the sort of things that you could do to help you get a good night's sleep. Brilliant. Lots of lovely ideas. Well, today we're going to continue a little bit with Mia. Do you remember Mia's story about that not very good night's sleep? Well, I'm going to remind you of her story now, and then we're going to have a look at those things that we discussed. Some things that are good to help her sleep, and some things that are not so good to help her sleep. So, here was Mia's story to remind you. Mia had had a busy day with schoolwork, shopping, and playing at the park. After tea, she played some silly games with her mum. This made them both laugh a lot. At bedtime, Mia is so sleepy, so she goes off to bed to watch some funny videos on her tablet. Mum comes in and she said she must turn her tablet off. Then Mum says, "Good night and sweet dreams." But Mia cannot sleep. She's lost her best cuddly that helps her fall asleep. Lots of things are keeping her awake. She can hear the grown-ups talking, and the dark makes her bedroom look a bit scary. Tomorrow, she goes to the childminder and she knows she's going to miss her mum when she goes. Mia does not like to be alone in her room. Her legs feel jumpy. She's got a bit of a tummy ache. Mia gets out of bed and goes to see her mum. Mum says, "You must go back to bed and fall asleep, or you'll be tired and grumpy tomorrow." Mia goes back to bed, but she still can't sleep. And you might remember we talked about, although Mia had lots of fun before bedtime, some of those things weren't the best thing for getting her brain and her body ready to sleep. And I gave you some things to sort out. Some things that were really good at getting her relaxed and ready for bed, and some things that might be good fun but probably won't help her fall asleep. So some of the things that might be lots of fun but might get too excited before bedtime are have a fizzy drink, not a good idea before bedtime, or doing silly dances, eating sweets, all those things, sugar and getting too excited is not so good. Even watching an exciting film, if you feel too excited, it's not good for going to sleep. Also, going to bed really late, not going to help you. You're going to be really tired. And one of the other things is going to bed at different times every night. You really should have a bedtime, the same routine, and that's whether you're a child or a grown up. You should go to the bed at a similar sort of time every night because it helps your body know that that is the time you need to go to bed. So some of those things that she did that weren't so great before bed was she played some silly games and she watched funny videos on her tablets, and none of those things we know are that good for getting her to relax and be calm. So they might be fun, but maybe save them for when it's not nearly bedtime. Some of the things that she could have done to get herself ready for bed was have a glass of milk or water, listen to some calm music. I know some of you like doing that, and doing some of our meditations that we've been doing, some of our calm mindfulness times. Going to bed a little bit early if you're really tired, get an early night. Reading a story or a book before bed helps relax your body for bedtime. Having a bath, hugging a teddy, or hugging somebody that you love. If you've got something that's worrying you and you know you're about to go to bed, it's best to talk about it before you go to sleep. That way you can forget about it and move on. And make sure that they're not playing on a tablet just before bedtime or any sort of screens. So an hour before bedtime, you should probably put those things away. So there's a few things that you can do. There's a fun one here, which was making up a spell or a song that would make the imaginary monsters disappear. Because we know that there aren't really monsters in her bed, but it just made her feel a little bit nervous. It's nice to have something nice to think about instead. So hopefully you did some of those last time as well, but it's good to have a reminder. So these are two different bedtime routines for Mia. Mia's thinking, how shall I get myself ready for bed? So she's got idea number one, A, these are the different things she might do before she goes to bed, or routine B. And she's got to decide which is the best bedtime routine for her. So Routine number 1A. First thing she can do is brush her teeth. Always a good thing to do before bed. So far, so good. Turn screens off an hour before bed. Read a book. Then she's going to turn off her lights. Then she's going to hug a snuggly or a teddy bear. Then she's going to say good night or some nice calm family words that they use before bedtime. And then she's going to close her eyes. So that's her idea number 1 for her bedtime routine. Number 2, B, she said she's going to do some exercise. Then she's going to play on her tablet. Then she's going to brush her teeth, very important. Then she's going to keep all of her lights on. She's going to play a game. Then she's going to say goodnight. And then she's going to have a nap on the sofa. I'm sure you can tell me which one is the best routine. That's right. Number 1A is the best routine for keeping herself nice and calm and ready for bed. All good things. Cleaning your teeth, really important that you look after your teeth, especially now lots of you are losing your teeth. These are your grown-up teeth. You'll have them forever. So very important to do that. Turn the screens off now before bedtime. There's other things you do, like read a book nice and calm. I love reading before I go to bed. And you can always get someone to read too. You can snuggle up and that's really lovely. Turning off the lights so it's nice and dark and calm in your room. And then having something to snuggle up to if you want to. And saying goodnight, closing your eyes and trying to relax. Ready for bedtime, a really good routine. Now, this is where you're going to have a chat with your grown-ups at home, because you might be that you've got a really good bedtime routine, it works really well, everybody enjoys it. But the point of these lessons is about talking about these things. So you might think, yes, lots of those things are great and I do those. Well, you might say, I do some of those things, but they don't work for me. They don't help me feel relaxed. But actually, I think if I had a bit of calm music before bedtime, that would help. Or if I got to do something different. So today is about having a chat with your grown-up at home and finding out things that might work for you. So you might want to try Mia's routine, or you might want to do one that you always do because you know that works, and that's fine too. Or you might decide that actually as a family, you want to plan out a new bedtime routine that might work a bit better for you. Because sleep is so important. As we talked about before, nice, strong, healthy brain that helps us think and learn and remember. Fit, healthy, strong body that repairs itself. Lots of really, really important things. You can think better, learn better. You feel happier if you've had enough sleep. Really important sleep. So nice to have some time to think about it. You could just talk to the people at home about what makes a good bedtime routine, or you can make one up. So like she's drawn a step-by-step routine. So if you think sometimes bedtimes are a bit tricky in my household, it's really good to have a plan. So you could draw out your own plan together at home to make your bedtimes a really good place to be. If you think that would be good for you in your house, then now would be a really good time to pause me and do that now. If not, you can wait a second and I'll tell you the next part of our lesson. Okay, so the next part of our lesson is still thinking a little bit about sleep, but it's about thinking about how it links to our author, Roald Dahl. Now, there's a picture here. This is the front of a book. This is the BFG, the Big Friendly Giant. And this is a book, a storybook by Roald Dahl. And here he is, the big friendly giant. Very kind, friendly giant. And this is the human, Sophie. Can you look how small Sophie is compared to the BFG, the big friendly giant? And he is such a lovely giant. Okay. And he looks after dreams. His job is he's a dream catcher. And it links to what we've been thinking about going to sleep. Because it's lovely when you wake up in the morning and you've had a wonderful dream. But sometimes we do have dreams that are a little bit worrying, not such good dreams. And it's important that we talk about those too. When I was little, your age, I used to have a bad dream. I had a lot. And it used to worry me and worry me and worry me. And the way I got rid of it was talking to my mum and explaining what happened in the dream. And she said, well, we wouldn't let that happen to you, and explained what she would do. And then I never had that dream again. So talking about dreams is really, really important. So the BFG, his job is he catches the dreams and he keeps them all in a cave. Can you see this picture here? This is from the book. Here's the BFG and here's Sophie there. It's very small on his things. And these are his cave full of dreams. Can you see them all? The cave full of dreams. And he keeps the good ones and he gives them to children. He blows them through his pipe to children and gives them good dreams. And he catches the bad ones and gets rid of them because nobody likes a bad dream. So he works catching dreams. And today, if you'd like to, I thought it'd be really nice to make your own dream catcher. These things here are called dream catchers. And you can make them in lots of different ways. I've sent a link to your grown-ups about all the different ways you can make them. And the idea of these dream catchers is they catch the bad dreams, just like the BFG does, and they let the good ones go through to you so you can have lovely, lovely dreams. And I thought that would be a really lovely way to end what we've been talking about dreams and sleep, and having a conversation all the time with people at home about what makes a good sleep pattern, what doesn't, and about making ourselves feel good. So, before we do that, I'd just like to share with you a little bit of the dream world from BFG. So, let's go. So, what you'll see is these dreams appear. It's very, very exciting. This is a special clip because not only is it a book, it's also been turned into a movie. Don't know if any of you have seen it. Anyway, you're going to watch. There's a golden dream flying through the air.
We're here at last. Is in dream country now.
Look at all those beautiful rainbow-coloured dreams.
This be where all my dreams is beginning. Bogswinkles, it's the Fizz Wizard. I don't be seeing many of them anymore. It is a golden Fizz Wizard.
I wish I could hear it.
As a dream comes whiffling by, it's so silvery soft, and it's making like a tiny little buzzing, humming sound like music.
I'm good.
So that's the dream world. And I thought it was really nice to end and watch that, because today when you're making your dream catchers, you can imagine all those magical rainbow dreams and the dream catcher catching the ones that you don't want and getting rid of them, and those magical fairy looking ones going into your heads and giving you lovely, sweet dreams. So if you haven't already and you think it would be a really good idea to, then now's the time to talk about that bedtime routine, good things to do before bed, and how you can make sure you have a really good night's sleep. And if you'd like to as well, you could then think a little bit more about the BFG and creating your own dream catcher. Can't wait to see what you get up to. Have a lovely day. And tonight, I hope you have a really good sleep. Bye-bye.